Hello, nerds. Welcome to GeekBeast, part of the Geekish Network. This is your daily rundown of geek news by geeks like you. You're new to our show. We cover the geek news beat and share our opinions. I'm your host, Chuck, and we got Randy. Say what's up to people, Randy.
Yo, what's going on, Geek Beast? Chuck, what are we talking about tonight?
What are we talking about? We're talking about Tom Cruise is about to get an Oscar tonight. Get an Oscar this year.
What you got? For what? For Mission Impossible?
No. Come on now, they're not gonna give Tom Cruise an Oscar for a movie.
Well, that's what I don't know. So tell me, what is he about to get an Oscar for?
He's getting an honorary Oscar.
Oh, okay.
Four-time Academy Award-winning nominee, thrice as an actor, once
You
as
don't win as a
producer
nominee.
on Best Picture, nom for Top Gun Maverick. Cruise will be presented with an honorary statuette at the Governor Awards in November, according to the Academy press release.
Okay.
So they're gonna give him one. It's him, Wynn Thomas, who worked with the likes of Spike Lee and Ron Howard, actor, producer, choreographer Debbie Allen, and Dolly Parton. Famed sexy sex pot singer Dolly Parton.
Because they gave Spike one a few years ago, didn't they? An honorary one.
But Spike got a real Oscar though.
No, Spike ain't got a real Oscar for what?
Did Spike get a real Oscar?
I thought it was an honorary one, but it could have been for Black Klansman. But I thought it was an honorary one.
I thought it was a real Oscar.
I mean, it's real.
I mean, no, it's not, man. Honorary is not real.
It's real. They gave it to him.
Award-winning Oscar.
Yeah. Hold on. I thought Spike got it for an honorary.
I don't think so. I think he won it. Academy Awards too. He won 2 Oscars. Mm-hmm.
Right. They were honorary. Yeah. An honorary Academy Award for Lifetime Achievement in 2016.
But Black Klansman 2019.
He didn't win it for best
screenplay.
He didn't. Okay. So did he write the screenplay?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
But the one he got, they made the big deal out of it, was the honorary one. He's got an honorary one and he's
in
got
2016. Yeah, but he got a real one though. Cause Samuel Jackson gave it to him.
Because that was the honorary one.
I thought that was the real one.
No, that was the honorary one.
Oh, he got a real one for best adapted screenplay for Black Klansman.
Okay, so all right, you got one. But what if for director or the like? He got an honor. I know he got an honorary one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because when Sam and them all gave it to him, it was Sam and Denzel, if I'm not mistaken, and it was the honorary one.
Yep.
And Larry Fishburne, if I'm not mistaken, was like all 3.
No, Samuel L. Jackson presented Spike Lee with an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Get your panties out of a bun. Yes.
I told you. I was like, that doesn't sound right.
It does sound right, because I was wondering why was Sam presenting for Best Adapted Screenplay.
You know, he gave it to him. He was in a purple suit. He went in for Black Klansman in the purple suit.
Why was Sam presenting for Best Adapted Screenplay?
I don't know, Randy. Let Sam do it. And he jumped on Sam.
So that's why I thought it was the honorary, because when he won the honorary, it was a bunch of people that were on stage with him. That's why I thought it was.
No, see, you got to get on top of your award game.
I mean, I would have thought Spike would. I was thinking of Spike as like best director. I didn't think about.
Yeah, he deserves the best director one.
I wasn't thinking best adapted screenplay.
They're not going to ever give him a best director screenplay one. Yeah, I was like, hold on.
Yeah, so that's what I think.
So Tom Cruise is about to get an honorary one. So that means the next one he's up for, he's going to win. It's probably gonna be in the movie where he jumps out of space and he dies.
Damn right.
He
ain't gonna die. Well, he ain't gonna die.
And they're gonna give him an Oscar. They say in memoriam of Tom Cruise, best actor. He died and they for this role.
Tom Cruise doesn't.
They do have that new stunt coordinate. That stunt category.
Yeah, they got a new stunt category. He'll win for that for Mission Impossible.
He be in space and he falls out of the spacecraft and land on Earth with no parachute. The best way, he burns up in the atmosphere on the way down. Yeah. Then they give it to him.
I think he's going to win. I think to Rodney's point, he's going to win it for the because they do not have stunts in as an Oscar category. I think he's going to win it for that one this year.
Who?
Mission Impossible. Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise? Maybe.
Yeah, I think he's going to win it for that one.
Maybe.
They go.
Or the next Fast and the Furious movie comes out and Vin Diesel gets it.
Vin Diesel don't do his own stunts.
It don't matter.
If you're talking about you want to bring, and most actors don't do their own stunts, and you're talking about you want to bring attention to an award, what better way to have Tom Cruise with it?
I agree. I agree.
You know.
Yeah. They need to give him. They should give it to him first for all the stunts he's done.
Tom Cruise, hey, I mean, he's not what it was, but like there was a point in time in this world where there was no bigger celebrity than Tom Cruise.
That's true. That's true.
He had 2 decades of holding it down, the 80s and the 90s of holding it down.
That was last century.
Agreed. I said
that don't count no more.
But it's still 2 decades, son.
It is.
Of holding it down. I ain't talking about like, being good. I'm talking about holding it down. And still in the 2000s and things he's done work. So, yeah.
Yep.
He's Tom Cruise. So they should give him an honorary. Oscar. I wonder what. Pretty sure it's out there, but like, what's Tom Cruise's box office numbers?
They're probably high.
I'm thinking like 3-4 billion of movies he starred in.
Yeah, probably high.
Yeah. Oh, I know they high, but even if you take into consideration the movies in the 80s, wasn't even adjusted for inflation. Like Tom Cruise has receipts.
He does have receipts. He was the biggest actor at one point.
Absolutely. Without question, he was the biggest actor at one point.
And then he got dethroned by Will Smith.
Will had a hell of a run. I don't think Will had a Tom Cruise run, though. I don't think nobody had a Tom Cruise run.
That's a good question. I don't know. The Rock is pretty damn close.
The Rock is close.
The Rock may actually have a Tom Cruise run.
The Rock might.
The Rock was pushed. Everything The Rock put out there is sold out. Is a hit. A failure for The Rock is a hit for normal human beings.
The Rock's
has saying Tom Cruise's films have grossed over 13 billion worldwide.
Jesus.
That's a lot. Jesus.
And those movies, some of those movies came out in the 80s. Ticket prices were $6. They didn't have 3D and IMAXs back then. 13 billion, son.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
The Rock, they said his films have grossed over 14.9 billion worldwide.
Okay, so all right, so The Rock got him, but on much higher ticket prices.
Yes, because he had ticket prices in the 80s.
Right, yeah, right. Like
that's $8 a ticket.
Exactly, right, yeah. They didn't have
that's the non-matinee price.
But I'm wondering if it's adjusted for inflation, though.
I don't know. I feel like it's not, but I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, Tom Cruise put up receipts, man.
He's actually starting to finally show his age, though.
Yeah.
For a while, he wasn't showing his age, but he's starting to really show his age now.
Yeah, he did all that running for a Mission Impossible. He looked like he's going to pass out. He had great form, but he wasn't going really that fast.
He wasn't. But I know you didn't like it, but I enjoyed Mission Impossible, man. It was all right. It was cool.
I wanted my MacGuffins, dog.
There was plenty of MacGuffin. The whole movie was a MacGuffin.
No, it wasn't. It was a straightforward movie. It was like you had to get him to do this one thing, and it's not really that thing, and it's something else. I was like, "Come on, man, you're playing me. Give me the red herring."
It was a MacGuffin, man. They just made up something to move the plot along.
They did. It was a flashback movie. I was like, okay, I guess this works. I guess I wanted more action scenes. I knew it was his last one. I want him to go out like Tony Stark's did in Endgame. That's what I wanted.
It's like, we need the codes. We're on the submarine. We're on the plane. We need the codes. It's like,
It was just for the codes, though. There has to be. It should have been something like we had to get this thing on a submarine. Oh, it's not that thing. We had to get this thing over here. He was on everything: submarine, airplane.
That's what I'm saying,
He was
man.
everything. He
He
went
was in
into a virtual
cave.
reality chamber to
They were
talk to
in
a computer.
caves. They were in all kind of stuff.
Gotta love Hollywood, boy. They blew the bag on that movie. They're like, this is his last one. Let's pay the money.
Yeah.
And the stunts were like over the top. He showed his age, didn't it?
I mean,
he
he
was,
is.
he was struggling on that biplane, boy. He was struggling.
The fact, hey, when I get
I'm glad
70,
he got up there on it, though.
Hey, when I get 70, I ain't gonna be able to do that. I can tell you that right goddamn now. So at 70 years old,
by that time Rodney can superimpose you on it.
That's the only way. That's the only way he gonna have me doing any stunts at 70. And I guarantee you, I love him.
Some of these, I've been hearing so much about this, like Google V3 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Crazy what you can do. VO3 or whatever.
Yeah. I have it.
Do.
Yeah.
It's crazy what you can do, man.
Yeah, I saw that.
He'll throw you up there, Randy. We'll have you on the side of a biplane.
Hey, I can as great as he
giving a speech.
Like Google V3.
Denzel ain't doing no stunts. I can guarantee you that.
Crazy. VO.
They ain't never coming to Denzel like, hey, Denzel, we need you to do this. So like,
you need to hire somebody to do that.
You need to hire somebody this. And I'm pretty sure in this F-150, Brad Pitt wasn't doing his stunts.
No. But they don't get paid to do their stuff.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So the fact that Tom Cruise out there still doing it,
You know how foolish that sounds? Like,
what?
Why would you do this, Tom Cruise? That's the dumbest thing you can do. And he gets injured, and they had to stop production.
Well,
Oh, yeah, when he broke his ankle, right? Jumping over that rooftop.
Yeah, I'd be mad as a director, as a producer. But
well, he's the executive producer, so
yeah.
And he's Tom Cruise. If something happened to Tom Cruise, you'd be like, "Hey, Tom is hurt. We on recess." That's it. It's Tom Cruise.
But if you paid for it, you're gonna be mad. Don't stop you from being mad. It don't stop you from being mad.
This is the risk you take when you get Tom Cruise.
It is the risk you take. That's what I'm saying. But it still don't mean you don't get mad though, Randy. You still gonna get mad. You got to think. It costs like almost $1 billion a day.
Yeah, it costs a lot. Definitely.
$1 million in a week, and you're 3 weeks behind. That's $3 million you had to eat.
Hey, it's Tom Cruise. Don't get in the game. Hey, don't get in the game. You can't afford to pay for it. If you can't afford the tickets, don't come to the game.
I don't think it's the same thing, Randy.
Same thing.
I could afford the tickets. It's the artist didn't show up to the concert.
Hey, that's your fault. If you show up to a Lauryn Hill concert and Lauryn come on late,
that is true.
She's been doing this for like 20-something years.
20-something years. She's always been late. She ain't never been on time.
Isn't it like
you took?
It isn't like hours late. It's not even like 20 minutes late.
Hours.
Yeah,
it's hours late.
It's like hours late.
Bad.
And she may perform like 20 minutes.
Right. It's bad. It's real bad.
It's bad.
But then you but you're right. At that point, like
You know he can get hurt. You know he can get hurt.
He's almost 70. If he's not
70,
if you're saying, hey, he gonna do his stunts, you'd be like, well, this could go bad.
Yep. You can be like, or I could be the producer that made his last film.
Either way, it's the risk.
It's a risk.
You agreed to take that risk.
You do.
So
that's so crazy. That's so crazy. We got some other news. I want to get back into the news stories. Right. Kickstarter funded films are coming to Tubi. So Kickstarter has cut a deal with Tubi, and they're going to fund films and put them on Tubi. I think this is an amazing move.
I think it's great, man.
Yeah. So you can get there's Fig. There's a couple of them.
Tubi's free.
What's up?
Tubi's free.
Yeah, Tubi is free, but it's
But
owned by Fox.
oh, is it
I
on
mean,
my
it's like
okay.
it's ad driven. There's actually
Yes,
ads,
ad
Yeah,
driven. It's
it
but
ad
is.
it's
driven.
free. You can watch
Yeah.
everything for free. Like you don't
Mm-hmm.
have to sign up. So this is a
Mm-mm.
really good deal.
It's a really good
A lot
deal.
of these Kickstarter films, which I mean, we know people like
Mm-hmm.
that are on the network that were on the network actually had like
That's it.
Kaylin, she had a Kickstarter film, and it was just like, yeah, it showed in a few festivals, but that was it.
Yeah,
But
now
it's
she can throw
like,
it on Tubi.
yeah, it's thrown on TV, so that's really cool. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
So Everett Taylor, the CEO of Kickstarter, he's a cool dude too. Everett's cool. Person
Okay.
of color. He was like, "Hey, people are making films with kickstarting films, and so we need to help them out a little bit." So they cut a deal with Tubi.
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. But Tubi films are bad. They're like real
Not
bad.
all of them.
They're real bad,
They
man.
got good films on Tubi.
Are they? Have
Yeah,
you?
they got good films on Tubi. They do got good
What
films.
good film is on
Uh,
Tubi?
I'm gonna pull it up for you.
You show me what good film is on there, and I'll watch it tonight. I won't after binge where I'm not gonna even
Fast
go.
and the Furious is on Tubi.
I'm not talking about those films. I'm talking about like original films that are on Tubi. They're not one major show. Yeah, they have old movies that they show on there. But what's an original movie that came out that hit Tubi and is like, man, that was good.
Hold on, let me find one. We're gonna
That was
find a
good.
Tubi film. We're gonna find a Tubi film. We're going to the Tubi rabbit hole right now.
Ain't no good Tubi films. I know people with movies.
but again, like you said, what I was going back to is like all these Kickstarter things. They're all independent films. They're like as independent as you get. The reason why they're using Kickstarter. So a lot of these films, they just go like to film festivals and they just do the
Yep.
film festival circuit. And even then it's like they show it once. Like, I mean, I literally worked 2 film festivals this year, right? And a lot of those films are going to be shown like maybe in like 3 or 4 film festivals. And then what? They don't get any audience anywhere else. Right? So at least with this, like,
Yeah, I think it's a good idea.
They get an audience, so it's like I do think it's definitely a good idea. And then, but yeah, Tubi is interesting because it's a lot of like independent, a lot of foreign films, a lot of stuff like Lumpia's on Tubi now. Another film that another friend of mine directed is on there, and so
I think Better Luck Tomorrow's on Tubi.
It's not anything free is good, right?
Yeah. I mean, I got a friend with a film on Tubi. It's terrible, but
That's only one friend, Randy. There's other people out there besides your one friend.
it's terrible.
There's one other people out there. I'm getting some good movies for you.
Better
Better Luck Tomorrow.
Luck Tomorrow don't count.
Why doesn't it? It's an independent film.
But Better Luck Tomorrow was a hit. It was a hit when it came.
But it's an independent film. You said independent film.
I'm talking about like stop it. You know
now
what
you're moving the goalpost.
I am because we got to specify this. Better Luck Tomorrow is a great movie. Like it's great, but it didn't come out on Tubi.
But it's on Tubi.
It's a lot of old things that are on Tubi. Yes, I agree with that. I'm talking about like original films.
Movie that debuted on Tubi.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, let me see. Let me check. I'm checking right now.
And there ain't no good ones. And we don't have time for you to look for all of.
Oh, now you don't want me looking.
Because we don't have time.
You don't want me looking.
I would like for Bingeworthy to start on time this week, not next week, because you'd still be looking come next week. That's what I'm saying. We got things to do tonight, sir.
No, we got movies.
No, we do, because you won't find none tonight, and we got things to do. I gotta keep you on track.
Now you don't want me to find it just to prove you wrong.
I'm with you. I'm just saying we got things to do.
I'm just saying there are some things on here.
No, we're not, Devon. We're not counting Better Luck Tomorrow.
That's what I said. Better Luck Tomorrow. You don't want to count independent films.
Better Luck Tomorrow is amazing. We know Better Luck Tomorrow is amazing, but it didn't premiere on Tubi. Stop it. Y'all know what I mean.
No, you said independent film on Tubi. We just kicked it out to you. See,
man, come on.
See?
Y'all gotta stop. Y'all gotta stop. Yeah, I know
I'm
better.
going through it right now.
I know Better Luck Tomorrow is great. Mm.
Yep.
But it came out in the early 2000s, mid 2000s.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Before streaming. But it's an independent film
Uh-huh.
and it didn't get shown in theaters.
So I'll give you that. You got by on the loophole. That ain't what I meant, but you got by on the loophole. And I'll watch Better Luck Tomorrow with pleasure tonight. Yeah, that's that. I do that with pleasure. It's one of my favorite movies.
I'm just saying. They got movies out here. They got tons of movies on Tubi.
They got tons of terrible movies out there on Tubi.
You're a hater. You're such a hater.
I agree with you.
You're such a hater. You should support these young artists.
I do.
Learn how to make movies.
I watch my friends' film as bad as it is.
I got one for you.
I watch all the time.
Love and Monsters. Love and Monsters.
I don't know.
There you go.
I don't know what that is.
Of course you don't. It didn't debut on Tubi though.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. So yeah,
there's no Tubi original filter.
Yeah, I support Tubi, man. I want independent artists to do their thing. I love the idea that we got a platform for it, no matter what it is.
Yeah. Oh, here's some ones. Here's some ones for you. You're Not Alone. The Michael Jai White movie.
Oh, that might be good. Michael Jai White is one of the baddest martial artists there is out there in Hollywood. He's definitely, but like Michael Jai White can really throw them things.
Yeah.
I seen him sparring with John Jones. Tagged him a couple times. I was like, oh.
His old self.
I was like, he tagged John Jones. Right. I'm with Mark. Chuck will have an entire list by Friday. No, he ain't, Mark. He ain't gonna have no that.
Yeah, well, no,
Mark. He ain't, Mark.
What happens in Miami, Randy? What happens in Miami? You know? Mickey Hardaway. Festival of the Dead.
You just naming stuff now.
The independent movies that seem to have good scores on Tubi.
What is good scores on Tubi? It's like Jay-Z said, I'm the tallest midget. What does that even mean?
Who said that?
Jay-Z.
Well, you gotta get enough quoting Jay-Z.
No, that was Biggie earlier.
You gotta get enough of that. Quoting these rappers. They got you messed up in the head.
No, you messed up because you searching Tubi for quality shows of quality
Kill a Baby Mama. They got Kill a Baby Mama out here.
I believe that. I believe it.
Black Santa. It was like a horror film. It looks amazing.
Let's move on. I'm pretty sure we have another story.
No, we're looking at the Tubiverse. The Tubiverse is fire right now. It's fire. Yeah. They got all kinds of stuff.
We do.
The French family.
Hey, I'm happy though that I'm happy that Kickstarter has struck a deal with Tubi and a lot of independent films can get shown. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So now you can go see movies. You can watch something independently on Tubi with Stomp the Yard.
Oh Lord. I've never seen Stomp the Yard.
You've never seen Stomp the Yard?
I had no desire.
Dang. Stomp the Yard was good.
Yeah, say so.
It was good.
I had my breaking movie. It was called Breaking in Electric Boogaloo.
It's not about breaking.
It is.
It's about stomping and breaking two different things.
And he could dance, and they wanted to put him in a fraternity because he could dance. Just be in a step show.
That's not what
that is what the movie's about. His brother gets killed because he's doing dancing, and then he goes to college and he's really poor, and he gets in a dance off, and then they're like, "We want you to step with us." And
he's like, "Step show, Randy. It's still a step show."
He's like, "You can get a scholarship for stepping and won't have to work in the work study."
You sound like someone that watches the movie. I think you watched the movie. You sound like somebody that watched the movie.
Yeah, I know the premise of it.
He watched the movie, you guys. He's
I saw it and I was like, oh,
you ain't
my
got a lie to
goodness.
kick it, Randy. You ain't got a
Then
lie
I
to
was
kick
like,
it.
oh my goodness, what am I watching here? Because Chris Brown was his brother, right?
You ain't got a lie to kick it, Randy.
I know we have stories, and Chuck is here delaying us for Tubi.
I am not delaying you for Tubi. You only trying to tell me what Stomp the Yard is by, Mister. I didn't watch it, but you tell me everything about Stomp the Yard.
I said I haven't seen it all. I didn't say I didn't watch it. I said I haven't seen it. Different.
Okay. Now you're Wesley Snipes from White Man Can't Jump. You can listen, but you can't hear the music. You can listen, but you can't hear the music. Y'all see this, guys? This is what I deal with all day long. We're gonna go to the next story.
Thank you.
Download these free retro mobile games before Sega removes them. So Sega has decided they're gonna remove games from their iOS and Android library. They're discontinuing support. Crazy Taxi Classic, Streets of Rage Classic, Streets of Rage 2 Classic, Super Monkey Ball, Virtual Tennis, Golden Axe Classic, Shining Force. Ooh, I'm gonna grab that one. I'm gonna grab that one tonight.
I was just about to ask you. So, of these titles, what are you saying that you'd want to grab?
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
I ain't letting them free get away. It's free. Free, dog.
Where can you play them?
On your my iOS device. You just keep them on your iOS device.
On your iOS devices?
Mm-hmm. So they're removing them from the stores. They're discontinuing them from the stores, so you grab them and you forever have them.
So I can put it on my iPad?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, iPads do play games.
I'm going to ignore you because you're trying to troll me. You're trying to troll me tonight.
Just let you know. And, most of your devices play games.
Because I have better things to do than watch Stomp the Yard. I'm going to ignore you.
No, I didn't say nothing about Stomp the Yard. Why'd you go at the stuff? Why'd you go backwards? Tell me go forward. You go backwards.
Because you were trolling. That's the point that I was trying to make.
No, I'm not trolling you. I'm just telling you that video games work on iPads too. They work on iPhones. You can download them.
Now you got everybody in the chat trolling me. See, this is why.
Thanks, Mark. Say it for the people in the chat. Damn, Randy, where you been?
I don't play games, man.
It's only been that way since 2008.
Don't play games.
Ever since they made the App Store, they could play games in it. Damn. I got a video game that you're willing to play though.
What is that?
Wu-Tang's new video game, baby. Yeah. Announced by Brass Lion.
Wu-Tang is for the kids, man. Got nothing but love.
Rise of the Deceiver is an action co-op game in which players imbue the powers bestowed upon them by the legendary Wu-Tang members.
So does it have all 8?
It does have all of them. It does have all of them.
Are they gonna make Old Dirty be the master who's got all the style? Because if the RZA once said that Old Dirty had mastered all the style.
I don't know. Nobody knows. They just made an announcement trailer. I was kind of worried about Brass Lion there for a while. They had to shore up their team. They had to shrink their team up. So, but it looks dope. It's an action RPG, I think, too, which is really dope.
Yeah, that's what I want to see it.
So it's
I want to see it. Game. I think this would be dope.
Yeah. You'd be the first game you play, Randy.
It ain't the first damn game I play. Quit trying to troll.
I'm talking about in the modern era.
You don't know what games I done played in the modern era?
Yes, I do, because the last games you played in the modern era was Tekken, when you had to play my brother to get warmed up to face me, and I beat his ass every time. You remember when Thea used to wake us up and play Tekken?
I do. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, like be mad.
Yeah, he did.
Wake me up 6 o'clock in the morning to play him in some Tekken. Yeah. Be mad.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, why'd you wake me up to spank your ass? I'm tired of spanking your ass.
I remember.
Win one match. Like, I beat you. Yeah, 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired.
He would. He ain't exaggerating either. He literally would.
Be at work all day thinking about playing me in some Tekken
He didn't work all night because he come
all
home
night.
like in
Yep.
the morning.
Come
Yeah,
home in the
like
morning.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
And he
wake
waking
me
us
up.
up
Wake
to
me
play.
up.
Yeah, to play
Get up.
Tekken.
Get up. We're gonna play some Tekken right now. It's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't have to go to work till like 10.
Yeah. It was true. It was true.
He denies it now. I didn't do that. Like, shoot. He tell me, I used to beat you all the time in Tekken. Whatever you say, man.
I love my peoples. They just create their own narratives. But, maybe I just be wrong. I just be seeing stuff wrong. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Me too. I'm there experiencing it.
It's like the Matrix. They're just memories implanted in my head. It didn't really happen.
It didn't really happen.
I thought it did.
No, it didn't happen. But well, now Wu-Tang has a release of a video game. It's their very first video game. I don't think this is their very first video game. In 1999, they released a video game, which was their very first video game.
Okay.
Wu-Tang Shaolin style.
Yeah.
Now, 25 years later, they got a new one.
I remember Meth was in Def Jam Vendettas.
Yeah. I think him and Ghostface were both in.
Both of them?
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe Raekwon too.
I didn't think they were on Def Jam though.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Vendetta.
I know Meth was on there for sure.
Yeah, Meth and Red. Yeah, they were dope. They were in Def Jam Vendetta Fight for the Streets.
Yes.
Which is an amazing video game.
Yeah.
Amazing video game.
Yeah, I definitely remember that. And I never heard that Wu-Tang, the whole clan had one. But I think it could be dope. You could play with, I'm assuming you can choose to play with any character.
Probably.
Okay.
I think it's an action RPG, so you probably have to collect the characters to go fight a battle.
Mark said Shaolin style. I had Shaolin style, so I guess that's okay.
He had a Wu-Tang. It was the first Wu-Tang game.
Okay. Dope. I was actually talking with somebody on social media today. They was like, man, imagine if ODB would have been alive in the social media era.
Oh, it'd be a mess.
It'd have been a man. You know how crazy it'd have been if he would have been alive for social media?
Been wild.
He'd be the biggest star in the world right now. He'd be the biggest star in the world.
Hands down. Because you don't know what you're going to get from him.
You don't know. And ain't nobody matching ODB's crazy. Ain't nobody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting. It'd be a lot of crazy people emulating him.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, these kids are pretty bad off. They emulate each other. Like Bonks. Like he was the guy that breaks cars and stuff like that, steals stuff from stores. And he was just out there doing it. Now he turned his life over to Jesus, though. Now he's a Christian. You know.
I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, he is.
No, I believe you. I'm just not going to.
You know, he was in prison. He was in the hole. And, you know, Jesus talked to him. So, you know, he turned himself over to Jesus. So now he's a preacher or something. Him and Mace.
Is Mace still a preacher?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's still a preacher.
Is he? Nah, I just, Mace be out here talking about putting bodies on people and, we ain't your little mans. He told Jay Prince, I ain't your little man.
He ain't your little man, so I got the problems I got. Yeah. He can say that. Preachers talk like that all the time.
Do they?
Yeah.
All right.
I ain't your little man. I only answer to one person. That's God. Yeah. So I ain't mad at Mace for that. PlayStation concert series is coming to the US. So PlayStation's having a concert series. I know you don't like video games, but you can go watch the concert series though. And the performance has tracks from God of War, The Last of Us, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizons. Tickets pre-sale for PlayStation the concert begins on Wednesday.
You gonna get them?
I probably will. A big orchestra playing the video game music. It's dope.
I want to see it.
Dope.
Yeah.
You should get some tickets.
I might.
I'm pretty sure they probably come to Columbus. It's a big market for them.
Yep. I might.
Yep.
I think it'd be cool.
I think you should.
Yeah. I think
I used to go to play a video game concert and video games live.
Mm-hmm. Good times?
Yep. They were good times. I loved them. Love them. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think I'm going to, if they come to Columbus, I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm. I'm checking right now and see where they're going to be at. They're going to come to Columbus.
See what
they don't have Columbus on here right now, but the more dates are to come.
Okay.
They don't even have LA on the list. Oh, that's October. Oh,
Well, so they ain't got LA on the list. That is weird.
oh, they do have Columbus at the Palace Theater on
Hmm.
November 2nd.
Okay. I'm gonna go look into that.
You should go. You should go. It's gonna sell out. You should definitely go.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. The Palace Theater is a nice size. I mean, it's not huge, but it's a nice size.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not Schottenstein or Nationwide. So yeah,
Okay.
right. I might go check that out.
And go to the next story.
All right.
Scott Pilgrim returns in a chaotic new retro brawler EX. The new title comes from Tribute Games, a retro-minded studio formed by members of the original Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game team, comic creator Brian Lee O'Malley, who worked closely on crafting the new story. The chiptune group Anna Anamanaguchi also returns for the soundtrack.
Hmm.
So
Interesting.
yeah, so Scott Pilgrim retro game. I love this game. This game is so much fun.
I was hoping Netflix did another season Scott Pilgrim, animated version.
They are doing another one. I think they're going to do another.
It's been a minute, so I didn't think that they were going to do
I
it.
think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do another one.
Yeah, it's been about 2 years, 3
They
years.
got to wait for Brian Lee O'Malley. Brian Lee O'Malley has to think of a story
Yeah.
in that universe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the last one was a lot different. We didn't even get a lot of Scott.
Yeah, that Scott Pilgrim takes off.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
it made some people mad. I was fine with it.
I was fine with it too.
But I
I
know
don't want the same story over and over again.
yeah. But I know a lot of people didn't. A lot of people were upset that that was a complaint they had was it was Scott Pilgrim without, Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, I thought it was good though.
I did too.
That's the guys. That's
Oh,
guys
this game is a follow-up to the Netflix series. Oh. Okay. That's
I
what
thought they were actually going to do a follow-up to the next.
this is that's what the funk said in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a different series. Okay. So yeah. Still, I want to do another Netflix version.
Yeah. It's set after the events of the anime. So yeah, I want to do another Netflix.
If they can get the original cast to come back, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
They brought the original cast back before, so that worked.
Right. If you don't get the original cast, then don't even worry about it. And that could be what's holding it up if they were going to do it.
Yeah. Well, you can replace the cast as long as it sounds like the cast members.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can. You can.
You can do anything. You can do anything.
Yeah, and it works sometimes.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does. They replace characters all the time in the cartoons.
No, it doesn't.
Characters get replaced all the time, Randy.
Nah.
People die and they replace. Like Frieza, like Vegeta. They replace characters and it works just fine.
It doesn't.
It does.
Does it?
Name a time where it doesn't work.
Let me put it like this. I don't want it unless it's got the original.
You don't know. You don't know.
I will know.
How will you know?
I can tell.
How do you tell?
I got great hearing. Yeah, if they don't have the whole cast, I don't even want to do it. I don't want an imitation of it.
We're gonna ignore that, you guys.
Why would you ignore it? I don't want an imitation. I want the original cast. So I don't want.
There's things you watch that have imitation characters in it now.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. I don't watch nothing with imitation characters.
So do. You do.
You give me the original characters. I'm not doing
it. He ain't the real fandom though.
Right, he's the real fandom. No, it says, man, the fandom always go crazy when voice actors get replaced.
They do, but they get replaced all the time with things you like.
I'm not doing that. You like. I'm a real fan. I ain't like you. I care about these things.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I care.
Are you still gonna watch Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah, watch it.
A couple of characters changed there from season 1 to season 2.
Well, let me put it like this: I ain't watching it now.
What's that?
I'm gonna watch Jujutsu Kaisen.
Of course you are.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
All right. And I think you just made it up. The characters got replaced.
No, they had voice actors. They had Japanese voice actors get replaced.
Try to prove your point.
No, I can prove my point easily.
Right.
I can say Rick and Morty.
You know. That's when it fell off.
No, it fell off after that. But they did replace Justin Roiland.
You know,
it was still good when they replaced.
I want the original cast, or I don't want to do it.
Well, they had to replace Justin Roiland.
You know,
he's problematic. They couldn't have the original cast.
No, agree. And I'm not talking about making Rick and Morty. I was talking about Scott Pilgrim. If it's not the original cast, then don't make it. That's just my opinion.
Okay.
That's it.
I say don't make it. You have a bad story, but if the story's good, you can make it.
I think it's both. I don't think it's either or.
Okay. You can have that opinion.
Story, if it's a bad story, don't make it. If you don't get the original cast, don't.
If it's a great story, though.
Well, let me put it like this. If you're going to have the same characters, I don't want a new cast. If you're going to introduce different characters, you can with a different story, a good story with different characters. Yeah, you can do that. I don't got a problem with that.
I mean, you can have most of the cast be the same.
You know,
and say for example, what's her name? Doesn't come back. My girl.
Yeah, if that character doesn't come back with it, I'm fine with that.
I mean, they replace it with somebody else to play that role.
Nah.
You know, like Scott's sister. They replaced Scott's sister. You don't even know what Scott's sister sounds like, really. She hardly even spoke.
You know,
they replace it. Yeah.
The main characters. I want the main characters to be the main characters.
Well, I'm talking about like Scott's sister. They replace Wallace. I think they can replace some people. Young Niels. They can replace Young Niels. Young Niels is old Niels, and this probably doesn't sound the same.
They don't bring the character. Bring him back as old Niels.
They're not going to do that. They're going to bring him back as that character because that time and that space didn't change.
I want the original cast.
Sure you do. A lot of people want original cast of characters. They change characters all the time. It is what it is. Rodney, can you ring in Rakai? We're going to ask Rakai this question.
Do what you got to do, man. The original characters. Nope. Yeah, man. I don't do artificial stuff, son.
They changed the characters to Batman a number of times. And you still watch it.
Those characters are meant to change. They're meant to change.
Oh, okay. Now those are meant to change. Okay.
They're meant to change.
What's up, Rakai? How you doing?
What's going on, guys?
And the characters in the Batman movies aren't the same as the characters in any animated property.
I'm just saying the animated properties, they change them. In the same timeline. In the same series of characters, they've changed them.
Nah, man. I want the original cast and original voice actors.
They've changed them, though. They have changed.
We're talking about Scott Pilgrim.
We're talking about Scott Pilgrim. Randy says he doesn't want to see another animated property of Scott Pilgrim unless they can bring back all the original cast. And I was like, as long as they sound like the original cast, I don't care.
Yeah, and really to have the voice actors is not as important to me as them telling me a great story.
That's what I said.
If it's animated and you have people that sound close enough to the original cast, I don't care. Tell me a great story. Make me be like, wow, this was worthy enough to put the Scott Pilgrim name on it. That's all that matters to me.
I disagree with both of you all, but
so you're not going to watch the Spider-Verse into the across the Spider-Verse? If they're going to play Shameik, yeah,
you can praise him because he's a weirdo.
As of right now, he's still in it, though, right?
Yeah, he's
still in it.
He's still in it. He's on Power now.
Yeah.
Are you going to be mad at? Are you not going to watch it? They replace him?
No, I won't be mad. They replace Shameik.
Right. But the opposite of what you just said about Scott.
I was talking about because I like the original cast from the movie, right? And then they did the animated series, and it was the original cast. So I would like for the follow-up to just include the original cast.
But the original cast, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so.
And not only that, the animated, even though they got the original cast, that wasn't enough for them to pull us in because a lot of people,
majority
of people were not okay with that because it's like you called it Scott Pilgrim and hell,
Scott
it's not
Pilgrim
even
was
about Scott Pilgrim. But
we just had a discussion about that. I was okay with that. Chuck was okay with that. I mean, I get what people were saying, but I was okay with that storyline. I enjoy Scott Pilgrim.
no, it was a storytelling thing, but I think we were misled on the product that we were given. It was a bait and switch, and that I don't like. And I thought it was for a Scott Pilgrim story based off of the movie, what I thought we would be getting, it was mid.
Yeah.
Wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And Scott Pilgrim versus the World was great.
Absolutely.
It was cognitive dissonance kicked in on everybody. Everybody thought it was going to be Scott Pilgrim going around kicking people's asses.
Yeah.
And he changed the story.
Changed the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They changed the story.
Yeah.
Which I was fine with. And that's what I say. So I just like if they did it again to keep the same.
I'm glad he didn't remake the manga. He didn't remake the
me too. That's what Yeah. I thought it was different. And I was fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
And he talked about that. He didn't want to remake the manga or the movie. He wanted to do something that was different. So
yeah. So I say if he continues it.
And I just like the idea that they had the original cast from the movie in the animated version. That's it. I just like that idea. So I'd like to keep that theme going.
What they say, you pay for it then. Because they can't pay for Aubrey Plaza. Because Aubrey Plaza wants big bucks.
Yeah, because
Aubrey Plaza wants that.
Today's price ain't yesterday's price.
Ain't yesterday's price. Award-winning Aubrey Plaza.
Yeah. Chris Evans ain't coming in at a little few bucks anymore. No.
Chris Evans came. He was in the last one though.
Yeah, he ain't doing it again. He needs
to work now. He ain't hit nothing since goddamn Captain America. He looking for work. He needs to work. What are you talking about?
I think he's back in the MCU.
Maybe.
He done found his work.
He messed up what you call it? Not Toy Story, but what you call it? What was it? The astronaut dude from Toy Story. That was a tank. Chris Evans ain't had a hit. Buzz Lightyear. Chris Evans ain't had a hit since he left the MCU.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You keep saying he hasn't had a hit. His checks have cleared. He got Captain America money for each one of the movies.
No, I'm talking about, but going forward, I don't know what his co-captains are. I don't know what his co-captains are. They all need money.
Out here buying his wife purses and shoes and stuff.
They all need money all the time.
He said, I don't know what his co-captains are.
All right, man. I'm just
That's
saying.
funny.
That is funny.
You see him just doing lines off the Captain America shield at his house.
Let me stop. I don't want to get in trouble. Let me stop.
He be telling his dealers he needs a re-up. I ain't got no money. But hold on. This is America's ass right here.
Let me stop. I said I was only just trying to imply that I would like for the original cast to be back. That's it.
I get it. I'm saying it's not going to stop me from watching the second.
I would watch the second one.
That I agree.
Yeah.
If they could get the original cast back, great. But how about before we focus on the original voices, how about we put together a kick-ass story? How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
I don't have a problem with a great story.
That's all I don't care about. What story are we looking at today, Rakai?
Today's story on Bingeworthy is a wonderful story, or maybe terrible story, depending on what you think, on Netflix for our Juneteenth special entitled Forever. So we'll be back momentarily. So I'm gonna let Chuck shut this thing down. We'll be back momentarily to discover whether you should binge Netflix's Forever.
Yep. You heard it from Rakai. Thank y'all for tuning in to GeekBeast. We'll be back in like 10 minutes. I want to give a shout out to Digital Click for handling all our marketing needs. Shout out to The Funk for curating all our stories. And shout out to the 6 man always coming through, Mark, for being in the chat always and giving us memorial lines, memorable lines, such as what's the best one? Where you been at, Randy? Referring to video games on iOS devices.
I ain't gonna take all this slander. I ain't gonna keep giving me all this slander on Beyonce's internet.
You know who said it. Damn, Randy, where you been? Damn, Randy, where you been? About playing video games on tablets now. Uh, Shout out to Rodney for being our technical producer and technical director. Like, subscribe, share us with all your friends and family, replay us. If you have Apple Music, if you have well, not Apple Music, Apple podcast, and you have Spotify, you can play us there in the background as you're working, as you're doing your exercise. We're there. Share us everywhere. Thank you for tuning in to Geek Beast. We'll see you all on Friday. Peace.
Peace.